Delay in plans for the Iron District Stadium and what that means for professional and Marquette soccer, as well as Marquette lacrosse.
Some local business. We'll tell you about their plans to relocate.
The Marquette basketball teams continue their winning ways as they return home from tournament play. More on their big win as Marquette Now starts right now.
From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
Hello and welcome to Marquette Now. It's Wednesday, November 15th. I'm Sam Bond.
And I'm Grace Katie. So great to have you with us here tonight. Fresh off their Fort Myers tip-off title, your number 23 ranked women's basketball team is currently battling it out against the Memphis Tigers.
The Golden Eagles hold a narrow 4-point lead with 6 minutes left in the first half.
Senior forward Liza Carlin is leading the way for Marquette with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Golden Eagles will look to extend their undefeated season with a win tonight.
Although Marquette basketball fans get to see their favorite teams in action, Milwaukee soccer fans are going to have to wait just a bit longer to watch their professional team kick off.
That's right. Milwaukee Pro Soccer has announced that they are pushing back their inaugural season to 2026. The Iron District Stadium's construction has been delayed, which comes after it received $9.3 million in funding through President Biden's American Rescue Plan Act.
The team's CEO said in a statement, quote, "We know we only have one opening day, and we want to make sure that product, that fan experience, and our facilities are right." End quotes. The Marquette soccer and lacrosse teams were set to begin play at Stadium in 2025. Marquette Athletics has made no statement on the update from Milwaukee Pro Soccer. The Marquette volleyball team is heading down to West Lafayette, Indiana for the first round of the NCAA tournament, but not before a special send-off from the Marquette faithful.
That's right. The women received some well wishes from their fans before they take on Eastern Illinois University in their opening tournament game tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more on the team's run in the Big East tournament later on in the show. The
Sip and Purr Cat Cafe, located in Milwaukee's East Side, has announced plans to relocate.
Yes, Marquette Now's Mimi Sinat finds out more about the small cafe with a big personality before they change locations.
Petting cats and sipping coffee make Sip and Purr Cat Cafe the perfect spot for a pick-me-up. Katie, the owner, highlights the mission.
The mission has always been to help cats find loving forever homes. How has the mission grown? Not only are we a cat cafe here in Wisconsin, we work with a local shelter where we help hundreds of cats from southeastern Wisconsin find homes.
The cafe plans to relocate to Brady Street come February.
But the goal hasn't changed. I mean, I hope we'll have a bigger space where we can do more for the cats and just have some more room.
Zach Bergnera, a sophomore at Marquette, enjoys de-stressing in the cafe.
Been studying STEM for the past 2 years, so it's a pretty heavy workload, and when I kind of am able to block out an hour and a half or so for the cat cafe just to hang out with some cats and some friends, it'll always help me rejuvenate for school.
In addition to the lounge, there's also a full cafe on the other side.
The side supports the cat lounge side. We make zero money, zero profit on the cats. The goal is to get them into homes, but we do not make any money on the cats. So anytime someone comes in here and buys a coffee or a cat toy or purchases cat lounge admission, all that revenue goes towards helping the cats.
One of the workers, Sarah, loves her job.
Seeing the cats grow, of like whether it be like from kittens to adults or just like personality wise, especially like seeing the shyer cats who don't really like get as much attention, and just like working with them and seeing like them start to flourish and then get adopted. Also just like seeing successful adoptions is definitely really great.
Reporting for JOUR 2100.
We're reaching the end of November, and today, the 29th, it was 39 degrees outside.
Yeah, you still can't step out without at least a winter coat or two. Let's take a look at the weather tomorrow and the week ahead. Weather anchor Nancy Flaherty joins us now.
I'm so excited to talk about the weather right now. It's going to be hard to believe, but actually the slightly warmer weather will continue the next couple days, but not without some snow coming up in the week forecast. Taking a look at our forecast now, outside at this hour it is cloudy, the temperature settling in at 31 degrees. Humidity is sitting at an 83%, but with no real chance for rain. Wind is blowing in from the west-southwest at 12 miles per hour. Let's take a look into state overnight lows. Up north we see the temperatures hitting up in the 20s, with Superior at 26, along with Minocqua a bit cooler at 23. But let's check on to our state tomorrow's highs. Southwest Wisconsin comes in with Eau Claire at 38 and La Crosse at 40. Meanwhile, Madison's high sits at 43. And Milwaukee at the warmest in the state at 44 degrees, but you're still going to need that winter coat, Marquette. Now for tomorrow's forecast. Campus will be cloudy with the sun peeking out here and there, but you can expect a breeze. We'll have a temperature of 44 degrees with humidity sitting around 43% and still no chance of rain or snow. But last but not least, let's check into our 5-day extended weather forecast. Remember how I mentioned that snow wasn't going to come? Well, it's going to come this weekend. We missed it the past few weeks, but you can expect that mixture of snow and rain as we head into the weekend. But it's going to be little, if any, accumulation as the temperatures are going to be sticking mostly in the 40s, so you can bet that it's probably going to melt. Now, if you're heading to the Christmas tree lighting next Tuesday, which we'll talk about, you'll want a coat as it's going to get down to the low 30s later in that evening. But stick around. If you're still not over that big men's basketball win over Southern University last night, we're going to relive it one more time when Marquette Now returns.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Sam Bond.
And I'm Grace Cady. Here's more news to know about today.
Marquette University's sustainability efforts could be paying off as they received a 90 out of 99 green rating in the 2024 to the Princeton Review Guide to Green Colleges.
Yeah, and the report cites MUPD's move to hybrid squad cars, renewable energy initiatives, and a new endowment policy that prohibits direct investments in fossil fuels.
Now on to some more news we're following. Pope Francis has removed some privileges of a former Wisconsin-based retired cardinal. Raymond Leo Burke has had his apartment and his salary revoked, said a senior Vatican official to news outlet Reuters.
Burke is one of Pope Francis's most outspoken critics and the former bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse. Pope Francis said in a meeting with heads of Vatican offices last week that Burke was a source of, quote, disunity in the church.
Burke hasn't held a position in the Vatican for years, but still spends time in Rome, along with time here in Wisconsin. This removal of privileges by Pope Francis comes weeks after the Pope dismissed another conservative critic from Texas. The number 3 ranked Marquette men's basketball team continues their hot start to the season. They cooked the Southern University Jaguars in a whopping 93-56 win last night at Pfizer Forum.
Yeah, and the team is now out to a 6-1 record following their second-place finish in the Maui Invitational last week in Hawaii.
The narrative before the game is that it was going to be a hangover game, with the team adjusting to jumping ahead 4 time zones from Hawaii. The Golden Eagles took a little bit to get that warmth back from Hawaii as the game started close against Southern.
But that didn't last long, though, as defense got consistent, stops in the lead began to stretch. Among those points to stretch the lead was career point number 1,000 for Tyler Kolek.
There was no looking back from there, and Shaka Smart was able to play the bench early in the game, with members of the freshman class impressing in some lengthy playtime. The Golden Eagles took the win 93-56.
And the team now shifts its focus to their meeting against their in-state rival.
Now hopping over to the Al McGuire Center, the women's basketball team is now ranked in the women's AP poll for the first time this year.
Yeah, they're now ranked 23rd in the nation. The team won the Fort Myers tip-off last week, sealing the championship with a 74-58 game against the University of Arkansas.
Defense was the name of the game in the first quarter as the Golden Eagles held the Razorbacks to 8 points right until the Razorbacks' buzzer beater to end the quarter.
It was a game full of runs as the Golden Eagles got out to a 46-27 lead at the half following a big 9-0 run in the second quarter. But Arkansas wouldn't quit and cut the lead down in the third quarter. Still, it was not quite enough as the Golden Eagles pulled away to bring the trophy up to Milwaukee in a 74-58 win.
After the game, Coach Megan Duffy praised the connection between both the veteran and newer players on the roster.
I think the biggest thing from these 2 games was just the toughness of our team, battling through, like I said, adverse moments, staying together, staying connected. I love the way we shared the basketball, just 2 quality wins.
And while basketball continues to score, the Marquette volleyball team is heading down to the Big Dance in West Lafayette, Indiana.
That's right, the NCAA tournament kicks off tomorrow with the number 6 seeded Golden Eagles taking on Eastern Illinois University.
Whoever wins that game will go on to face the winner of Purdue University versus Fairfield University.
Marquette will look to bounce back after falling to St. John's University in 5 sets in the Big East tournament semifinals last week. Senior outside hitter Aubrey Hamilton was a standout for Marquette as she was named to the All Big East Championship team following her performance in the tournament.
Coming up this weekend in Marquette sports, that volleyball game against Eastern Illinois is tomorrow at 3:30 down in West Lafayette.
Then, Saturday is the men's basketball match up against their rivals, the Wisconsin Badgers, in Madison at 11:30 a.m. And of course, the undefeated women's basketball team welcomes in the University of Pennsylvania Sunday at 1 p.m. in the Al McGuire Center.
Now, coming up after the break, each week we like to highlight a member of the Marquette Wire and what they've been covering in their work at the organization.
We'll be right back.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
And welcome back to Marquette Now and our Down to the Wire segment.
That's right. Tonight we're joined by Executive Director of the Marquette Wire. That's the lovely Hope Moses. And she's here to talk about her time with the Marquette Wire and Marquette Athletics' newest podcast, The K1 and Stewie Show. Her co-hosts are men's basketball players Cam Jones and Stevie Mitchell. Hope, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk about what we've been working on.
Now, Hope, we want to first talk about this new podcast. This is a collaboration quite unlike anything the Marquette Wire has ever done before. Can you tell us how this all started?
Yeah, so I remember Patrick Johnson, our director of student media, he was telling me that Cam and Stevie, this is something they really wanted to do. They wanted to give community members a deeper look, a closer look at Marquette men's basketball. So they broached the idea with their NIL director, Maddie Dunker, who then came to Patrick, who then came to me. It's kind of like a ripple effect. But basically, Patrick kind of broached me on the idea, and I was like, I think this is awesome. And it's kind of to something that you said previously, which is that this is a very unique opportunity for student journalists to be involved alongside a team as notable as the Marquette men's basketball team, especially as well as they've been doing. So that's kind of how it came about. This was something they really wanted to do. They talked with us about it, and then we kind of talked further about our role in it and what that looks like. And so part of my role on the show is to help alongside them interview people who are a part of the Marquette men's basketball team and kind of help coach them in some ways on like the journalistic processes to do that. So I think it's a super unique opportunity for student journalists, and I'm just excited to be part of it. So,
yeah, and it definitely is a very special opportunity. What ambitions do you have for the podcast as it continues to develop and grow over the course of the year?
Yeah, so I know one of the things that we talked about among ourselves. I am so sorry. We did not talk about that, but one of the things that we talked about amongst ourselves as far as the group that's involved in this podcast is that we really want to have notable alums on to talk more with them, to talk more with players and coaches and anyone a part of the Marquette team and who has been integral in creating the culture that Marquette men's basketball is known for. So I am super excited to get started with that and just see where it goes from here. I know a personal ambition of mine is kind of to a prior point I made about being the journalist on the show, or at least a student journalist on the show. I am really excited to see their growth. They are already so amazing at what they do. They are so amazing at what they do. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can bring as the Wire to helping them ask those journalistic questions and interrogate their processes as well, and kind of use what my knowledge as a senior and sort of my third year in school, fourth year almost in school, to help them. So that's kind of a personal ambition and goal of mine. I am also very excited to see what we can do with sponsorships. I think that's going to be amazing once we figure that out. So if you're out there, please sponsor us. Yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do with that. I think that is going to be amazing once we get up and running. And we've had so many people from the community buy in already. So I think it'll be amazing.
Now, I gotta ask, you guys just released your first episode. Congratulations, by the way. And I wanted to ask, have you received any feedback from Cam and Stevie regarding the release of the first episode and how the show is going so far?
Yeah, so the first episode aired, I want to say like 2 weeks ago now, so not too long ago. But I remember I text them. We have 7 group chats. I will say we have 7 group chats among the group that's kind of working on the podcast. But I put them in a separate group chat and I was like, hey, sorry for putting you in another one. But I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be on the show, right? Because I really do see it as a privilege, even though I see myself as someone who's like teaching them, they're teaching me, right? And I'm learning a lot about basketball and culture and just really fun stuff. So I text them that and I'm like, thank you so much. I'm so glad it's out there. And they responded so nice. And they're like, we love having you. And they both shared similar sentiments, and they were like, we're just so excited to see what we can do together and moving forward. So that's sort of the feedback. But even I won't spoil what we have coming up, but I know that they're really looking forward to this. Like when on the days that we're recording, they're like, I am so excited just to be here and just to talk. And I think that is the kind of passion that they bring to the project, and that all of us, everyone who's helping on the Wire side, brings to the project as well. So that's kind of the feedback. That's like one of my favorite things to think about at the moment. And I think it's just going to continue to be very awesome, very special.
Yeah, well, this is all so exciting, and like you said, passion is hugely important when it comes to journalism. So as podcasting has become kind of a passion project and a large medium for audio storytelling, that's happened especially at Marquette Radio. And is this a space the Marquette Wire is looking to venture into further?
I don't want to spoil anything. Y'all try to make me give stuff away. On a serious note, I won't spoil some of the projects we have coming up, but I will say we have some projects coming up, and I'm super excited for what we can do. I think this project is the perfect place to start out, kind of testing how we do podcasts here at The Wire, how we do audio storytelling. The podcast is sort of audio storytelling in a different form, but I am super excited for the projects that we have coming up, and I think the audience and everyone out there will be really excited for what we have. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. This was Hope Moses, Executive Director at the Marquette Wire. And once again, the K1 and Stewie Show podcast can be streamed wherever you get your podcasts, and follow them on Instagram.
Still here to come on Marquette Now, December is right around the corner. What campus events should you know about as we head into this holiday season? We'll be back after this.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome on back to Marquette Now. I'm Grace Katie alongside Sam Bond. Let's take a look ahead at some events that you can look forward to as we round out the semester here on campus. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas outside, and it'll start to look like it around this time next week.
The Christmas tree in front of the Joan of Arc Chapel will be lit up next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Grab some hot chocolate, free for the first 400 students in attendance, as the Marquette Band and Choir will perform Christmas carols. University President Michael Lovell will be in attendance to give remarks prior to the blessing of the tree. Those first 400 attendees will also get a commemorative ornament for their own tree. Well, if that's not enough for you to get your Marquette Choir fix, there will be 2 more holiday performances this weekend. The Marquette University Chorus will host their Christmas concert this Friday at 7 p.m. in the Church of the Jesu. Marquette University's Gospel Choir will present their concert on Sunday at 7 in the Weisler Auditorium. Both are free and all are welcome to join to celebrate the start of the holiday season. And if singing isn't your style and you prefer fast talking, Bo Seo, a 2-time world champion debater, will conduct a workshop on how to disagree better. You can register by scanning the QR code on your screen. It's all part of the Marquette Civil Dialogues program and will take place Monday at 5 p.m. in the AMU. The workshop hopes to teach attendees skills for effective communication through tools that they can use with their coworkers, fellow students, or team members. Now, I had to take this one away from Grace because right now, in the world of pop culture, we have hit my absolute favorite day. That's right, music streaming service Spotify has released their annual Spotify Wrapped campaign. The popular campaign shows users' statistics on their most listened to songs, artists, and podcasts from across 2023. And are you ready for it? The most listened to artist of 2023 was Taylor Swift. Swift was the most listened to artist both globally and in the US. This record-breaking year comes after her Eras tour took the world by storm this summer.
And I'll happily take over. While we're on the topic of Taylor Swift, the 12-time Grammy winner documented her historic Eras tour in partnership with AMC Theaters, which quickly became the highest-grossing concert film in history. And Swift announced on Monday that it will be available for rent with the addition of 3 bonus performances. So if you missed The Archer like I did in the theater version film, now you can watch it from the comfort of your own home this holiday season.
Another musical sensation is coming to theaters this Friday, Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé. The film documents Beyoncé throughout her summer tour and features special guests including Megan Thee Stallion, Kendrick Lamar, and Diana Ross. According to the official summary, quote, Renaissance highlights the creation of the album and tour production, as well as Beyoncé's creative mind and purpose to create her legacy and master her craft, end quote. Tickets are starting at $26 in local AMC theaters.
Can't wait to see Queen Bee in theaters. As we mentioned earlier, the Marquette women's basketball team is currently in action against the University of Memphis.
The third quarter just kicked off at the Al McGuire Center, and the Golden Eagles hold a comfortable 43-27 lead over the Tigers.
And now, before we go, let's take a look at what's coming up weekly on MUTV.
You can catch Golden Eagles Sports Report tomorrow at 6 p.m. as they break down basketball tournament play and look ahead to the NCAA tournament for the volleyball team. After that, Marquette Lately will stay at its normal time tomorrow night at 8:30.
MUTV will be back on its regular schedule next week. Until then, check out marquettewire.org for more up-to-moment campus news.
Thank you again for joining us. From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, I'm Sam Bond.
And I'm Grace Katie.
Good night, Marquette.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.